Nah. Then it'll cut into what I said earlier. Then that just freak me out. No, that's it.
All right, let me know you're ready. And we're back. If you're just tuning in, this is Third Coast Radio. I'm your host, Kamikaze, the Kingmaker. I'm in here with the cool kids. We got Kayla Renee, we got House Marks in the building, we got DJ Java in the building. Shouts out to Dreon Santana, she couldn't be here with us tonight.
Shouts out to my girl.
Shouts out.
But you know we're gonna put it down anyway, man. And as promised at the top of the show, of course, we have them in the building live and in living color. We can talk to them a little bit, man, to see what they got going on, man. Y'all show some love. Pink Palaces.
Woo-woo!
It's in the studio, man.
Yes.
Right.
That's so cool.
Super cool. Super cool. Super cool.
What's up?
So it is.
Yeah, we're gonna get right into it, man. So for those people who are listening who might not know who you guys are, might not have heard any music, why don't y'all introduce yourselves to all 82 counties of Mississippi? Tell them who you are, where you from, and your claim to fame.
I'm Nigel from Madison. I'm half of Pink Palaces.
I'm Ben, same thing.
Ben ain't doing no talking.
Half of Pink Palaces, of course. So how long have you guys been Pink Palaces, and how long have you guys been doing music together as Pink Palaces?
It's been what, 2017? Is that right?
Since Pink Palaces, but we were making music together long before that, since we were probably about 17, 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So talk about what brought you guys together. So y'all were doing music individually. Y'all were kind of doing your own thing. So what was the onus that had you guys get in the room one day and say, hey, you know what? We should form a group and we should do some things together.
well, we kind of always been together musically because I met him 7th grade in band.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you play?
We both
Me?
played.
You?
I played snare.
You played
both
I
snare?
played snare. Yeah,
We both
we
did,
both
yeah.
played snare.
Okay.
Yeah.
Snare
Being
drums
like
in the
whatever
house.
he did, I did.
Yeah. And, we just kind of grew up together in that atmosphere, and then we went to college, and I was roommates with him, and we were still kind of, making stuff there. We actually had another project that we was working on called Noble Savage, which was kind of like an indie rock project. That's what we started doing, and we eventually got a house together, and one day the SZA album dropped, Control, and that dropped, and I was like, yo, I want to make an R&B song, and so that's when we wrote our first R&B song, which was Let It Burn, which came out on what?
Last year, I guess.
Last year.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was the start of Pink Palaces.
So really, actually, it was the start musically, but from the story, it sounds like y'all been a group since, forever already. And y'all just finally
15 years now.
Right, y'all
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
just, made it official. So being around each other that much and being together that much and having, been roommates and having hung out all this time. So has there been any differences and debates in the musical direction for Pink Palaces?
Not really, nothing directly.
Yeah.
So y'all are just pretty much anything across the board. Y'all are just, hey, what do you think about this? I think it's cool. Yeah, I think it's cool too. So
Well,
let's
it
just
just happened like, we have known each other so long that it's open to discourse, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We say, well, what you think about this? Okay, well, I think, what if we did this? Okay, well, what if we did this? You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like a back and forth between us until we reach like a general consensus of something that we like. So.
Indeed.
So I've been a fan of y'all for a while. Came to y'all shows, sweated, did all that stuff. But I also know that both of y'all are very, very much in tune with your own musical processes. But I want to know, when y'all come together, what's y'all's musical process?
A lot of times it starts, with just chord progression. Probably most of the time it's something that Nigel's come up with on a keyboard. And he writes lyrics and melodies faster than anybody I've ever met. And so he'll usually have at least a verse, maybe half a hook or something, and then we sort of build it from there. I add some ideas, he adds them back, and I do a lot of production stuff on the back end after that initial foundation of that.
Right.
And sort of turn it into a full thing.
So how would y'all describe y'all's music? If someone was, wanting to or getting into a Pink Palace record or a Pink Palace project, and they wanted to know exactly if I had to write this down, you know, what would this style be described as? What would you guys say?
It's kind of a tough one, I guess. We've called it for sake of ease. We've called it alternative R&B, or like an indie R&B. But it mixes in so many different influences that we both have, from, you know, just straight up hip hop, rap, indie rock, modern R&B, different gospel stuff, just all sorts of
Okay.
stuff.
A lot of influence.
That is a lot of influence. That was one of my questions. I was going to ask you about the alternative R&B and your style, but I also wanted to know, how was it coming out of the pandemic? Well, we're still in it, but now that people are getting a little bit more comfortable with vaccines and people wearing their masks and things like that, how was it to have the first live show and then it be for the EP release? So how was the energy to get back on stage after a year?
I mean, it was really fun. A bunch of people, you know, itching to get out there, so it was
Yeah.
a good crowd and stuff. And I know we were both nervous.
Yeah.
Was it nervous for the performance or nervous?
Just in general, yeah. I mean, it's been pretty much, it was over a full year since we had performed last.
Right.
So it was just getting back into the remembrance of what it feels like being in front of all the people and stuff like that.
So, you know, as we're still in the midst of COVID and everything that's going on, you know, and going back into the quarantine times, as I want to call them, and as they'll be remembered, you know, creatively, you know, what was that time for you guys? Like, we talked to a lot of artists here on the show that, you know, some of them were like, we used the entire time as downtime, you know, mental restoration, that kind of thing. Others were like, you know, my work ethic picked up a lot. I did a lot, made a lot of music. Then there were some people that was, you know, in the middle of that, the middle of the road. So as the pandemic was going on, the quarantine was happening, and, you know, you guys weren't able to go out into the public, you know, describe that time for you guys creatively. Was it flourishing, or was it a time that y'all kind of just chilled?
I'd say that it was sort of an in-between like that. We took the first chunk of it, probably it was the first time since we started making music that we took a break from making music, because we had been working on stuff pretty much all the time, and usually stuff comes out quickly. But for a while, and you know, I know he was working on a lot of solo stuff during that time. I worked on a little bit, and but then, you know, end up working on his solo stuff with him, helping, you know, finish that and get it out there and stuff. So I know.
Yeah, I was writing a lot. During the quarantine. I don't know, I think I probably shelled out like 20-something songs, but I just like writing though, you know. So yeah, I guess I just kind of took that time to kind of hone the writing skill.
Right.
You know?
Right. Have you been doing some writing for some other artists?
No, not really.
Is that something you want to
No
try to get
ghostwriting?
into?
Nah, no ghostwriting. I don't know. I haven't, you know, I go back and forth sometimes because sometimes the stuff I write just feels so personal sometimes that I just don't really, I wouldn't feel right with somebody else, you know. doing
That's what
that.
makes the jam.
Real artists.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
real
that's
artists.
what
No,
it
he's
is.
like, nah, it's my story.
Yeah, like when they sing, they stop like, who hurt you?
Right. Indeed.
But, I don't know, maybe one day I might get into writing for some people.
Now, y'all's video shoots are something to behold. So, like, do y'all have somebody that comes outside and be like, this is how y'all gonna do it? Or do y'all just be like, you know what, let's shoot this right on the reservoir over there to the left? So, tell me y'all's process. How y'all do that?
That is a product of basically everything that I have, over the years, learned to be able to do. Has come out of being not either, you know, mostly just being broke, not having the money to pay somebody to do it, so I just learned to do it myself.
Right.
So that, like that video, that was just, we were on a short time. I don't want to, you know, try to get any favors out of anybody in like a super short amount of time. So I'm just gonna do it, you know, ourselves.
And that's usually when the most creative stuff comes out. Brokenness brings out the creativity.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get real innovative.
I can suggest that. You get real creative,
Okay.
real innovative when you're trying to shoot videos, and a lot of times, man, those are the things that, you know, people connect to.
Yep.
A lot of times, you know, I've seen people spend a lot of money on videos that, you know, didn't
Slow.
get any traction at all whatsoever, man. So it's a cool thing. So talk about this. You guys got a new project. Y'all send us some new music. We've been bumping it here for a minute. We're fans of Pink Palaces. So talk about this new project and the direction y'all want to go in it, and what you hope to achieve with this new music that people are hearing from Pink Palaces.
So this summer we did 3 singles. The last one's coming out Friday. And I don't know, for me, it's sort of the back half of the quarantine stuff where we started working on Pink Palaces stuff, more specifically again. Found some of it's some old stuff that we've had for 4 years.
You got reworked.
Yeah, put a totally new, different, direction on it than it would have 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I guess mostly the idea was just to get something out again and to, have something a little more fun, a little more summery. Some of our stuff is kind of emo, as they say.
Yeah.
But something a little more upbeat and stuff.
So you guys have a really unique combination when people see y'all live and in person. The scene that you guys are in right now in Central Mississippi, and of course we broadcast in all 82 counties out here. So, for you guys, how would you describe the music scene here? Its diversity, different kind of artists that are out here, and the live music scene for a group like yourselves is kind of different than the norm that people see around here.
Yeah. Something that I've enjoyed from back in the days when I was in the Cut, the band that I was in, and now doing music that blends so many different things has allowed us to fit in with multiple different crowds. Like, we're not stuck in just the indie rock or just the hip hop or stuff. And we've got friends in all of it, which is fun to me. I enjoy that because there's a lot of it here. There's a lot of everything, and I've enjoyed interacting with all that.
Yeah, I think it's a lot going on right now on a lot of different fronts in music. The rap side, the indie side. I don't know. I think it's just a good time to be coming up, and the crowds at the shows are always good.
Yes.
And, yeah.
Cool.
Now, y'all did speak on the diverse crowd. When Spotify dropped their the listen plays or whatever, you guys were listened to in like 21 countries. So how are y'all able to get a fan base, outside of the U.S., or is it just staying true to you guys and letting them flock to you?
Yeah, I think that's a lot of what it is. Just trying to make playlists, get on playlists, word of mouth is spread. We got friends that stay in Sweden, we got friends abroad, so they kind of help spread the word, and then from there, it just kind of takes its own life and just kind of move around how it does.
Yeah, a lot of it's just the natural state of the music on the internet now.
Right.
It's just anybody from anywhere can find stuff. The very first project we put out, some guy from the Philippines messaged us and was like, hey, like, I can't find anything else by you. You must have just come out, but like, I really like this. I've got a crowd over here that's big into you. Right now on Audio Mac, our largest numbers are from Nigeria. We've got like thousands of plays in Nigeria.
That artist, man, get on Audio Mac, man. People are listening to Audio Mac, don't sleep on Audio Mac as a streaming service, so make sure you do that. And they got a lot of cool little quirks for artists over there as well, man. Much like Spotify, not on the same level, but make sure you check out Audio Mac. So for all the people that are out there listening to us right now, give us all the social media handles, man, all the ways that they can get in touch with Pink Palaces, they can hear your music and see some videos as well.
So we got Instagram, Pink Palaces Music on Instagram, and we got Twitter, Pink_Palaces. YouTube is what? YouTube.com/Pink Palaces?
I think so, Pink Palaces Music, I can't remember. We just made it for this video that we did a few weeks ago.
Oh,
there you
go. There you go. Get those
Subscribe.
subscribers.
Sunday.
That's right. So make sure you check out Pink Palaces on all social media platforms, and of course make sure you're listening to them right here with us on Third Coast Radio, man, as we have been bumping Pink Palaces music since y'all sent it in to us about, maybe I think a month and a half ago, man. We finally got you guys in the studio. Appreciate it, man. This is Third Coast Radio. Stick with us. We're going to be right back.
Never house. See, I told you.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank y'all.
Let me get y'all to do a drop real quick.